Hi, fifth graders. Today's math lesson is lesson 3.7, working with fractions. And today's lesson is actually a review. We are not learning anything new, but we are reviewing all of the skills we know how to do with fractions. So that includes addition, subtraction, and multiplication. We cannot do division yet because we haven't learned how to divide fractions, but we can do all of the other operations. Now, we covered addition and subtraction way back in Unit 1. So some of this review today is also going to be pulling in our fraction things from Unit 1 so that we can tie it all together. So let's go ahead and start through with some examples, and I think it will come back to us pretty quickly. Number 1, we have 4/5 times 3/7. So I'm doing a fraction times a fraction. Remember, I want to simplify first if I can, so we're going to check this way. Is there anything that will go into both 3 and 5? Nope, so check the other way. Anything that will go into both 4 and 7? Nope. So we can't simplify, we're ready to multiply straight across. So across the top, 4 times 3 is 12, and across the bottom, 5 times 7 is 35. So 12/35 would be my answer. Going on to number 2, we are adding 6 plus 1 and 1/3. Anytime we are adding mixed numbers like this, I would like for us to stack them up. So I'm going to put a big 6, and 6 does not have a fraction, so I'm going to put 0/3. Remember, if it doesn't have something, I fill it in with a 0, and I know it's a 3 because my bottom number is a 3. Plus, and then I'm going to line everything up, 1 and 1/3. Then I'm going to add, starting with my fractions. So 0/3 plus 1/3 is 1/3, and 6 plus 1 is 7. So 7 and 1/3 would be my answer for number 2. Then we'll go down to number 3. I have 6 times 1 and 1/3. Well, my 6 is okay because I can multiply by a big number. Times, what do I have to do with a mixed number before I can multiply with it? Rainbows. I have to turn it into an improper fraction. So 3 times 1 would be 3, plus 1 more would be 4. So 4/3. Remember, I want to simplify if I can, so I look at my big number and the bottom. Is there anything I can do with 3 and 6 to simplify this? Yes, 3 will go into both of those. How many 3's will go into 3? 1. And how many 3's will go into 6? 2. Now when I multiply, I do big number times the top. So 2 times 4 is 8. Bottom number stays the same, so that's a 1. Now, what is wrong with 8/1 or 8 ones? Improper, so I have to divide. How many 1's will fit in 8? That's 8, which equals 8, so I have no remainder. So my final answer is just a big 8. Alrighty, number 4, I'm subtracting 4/5 minus 3/7. What do I have to do before I can subtract? I have to check something. Check those bottom numbers. Are my bottom numbers the same? No, they are not, so I have to cross multiply. Let's go this way first. That gives me a 15. Then I go this way. That gives me a 28. And to get my bottom numbers, I do my 2 bottom numbers, 5 times 7, which is 35. So now I have the same bottom numbers, and I am subtracting 28 minus 15. That gives me 13. And remember, that bottom number stays the same when I add and subtract. So 13/35. All right, let's go down and do some word problems. Remember, our options are going to be add, subtract, or multiply. We cannot divide because we don't know how to divide yet. Amber, a very fit snail, moved 7/9 yard in an hour. She challenged the other snails to try to do better. Write how far each snail went. So we're going to use Amber's number for all of these, and then we're going to do something with this other snail's number to figure out how far that snail went compared to Amber. So number 5 says, Willie moved 4/5 as As far as Amber. As far as is a key word, but it's not up on my keywords board even if you were here. It means to multiply. As far as Amber means to multiply. So I'm going to take Amber's number, which is 7/9, times Willie is 4/5. Simplify if we can. So look here, 4 and 9. Is there anything that will go into both 4 and 9? No. What about 7 and 5? Anything that will go into 7 and 5? No. So we're just multiplying straight across the top. 7 times 4 is 28. Across the bottom, 9 times 5 is 45. What would my label be? 28 45ths yards, because that's how far the snails are going. That's the unit of measurement we're using. Make sure we get those labels on there. All right, number 6. Dusty went 1/3 yard less than Amber. Less is my key word. What does less tell me to do? Subtract. So Amber is 7/9 minus 1/3. What do I have to check before I can subtract? Bottom numbers have to be the same. Are they the same right now? Nope, so I have to cross multiply. Going this way, that gives me a 9. Going this way, that gives me a 21. And when I get my bottom number, 9 times 3 is 27. All right, now I'm ready to subtract those. So 21 minus 9, what does that give me? 12 27ths. Remember, bottom number stays the same. And our label would be yards because we're still talking about how far the snails are going, and that's how they're measuring it. 12 27ths yards. Number 7, Pearl went twice as far as Amber. Remember, as far as was that phrase up here, and what does it tell me to do? Multiply. So 7/9, that's Amber, times, what am I multiplying 7/9 by? 2, because it said twice. Twice means 2 times, so we're going to multiply by 2. All right, simplify if we can. So check big number in the bottom. Nothing will go into both of those, so we're ready to multiply. When we multiply, we do big number times the top. So that would be 14. My bottom number stays the same, so it's going to be a 9. I'm circling my answer, but am I done with that answer? No, it's an improper fraction. How do I fix an improper fraction? I divide. 14 divided by 9. 9 will go in there 1 time. That is 9. When I subtract that, I get a 5. So 1 remainder 5. I'm going to turn that into a mixed number. What would 1 remainder 5 look like as a mixed number? It would be 1 5/9 yards. Lots of work there, but that's worth lots of points. You get 1 point for your first answer, 1 point when you fix it, and another point for your label. So that's 3 points right there. So more work equals more points. So make sure you do all the work. All right, one more as an example. Number 8. Casey moved 4/9 yard. Sorry, it says 4. Casey moved 4/9 yard more than Amber. More is a key word that tells me I should be doing what? Addition. More means I'm going to add 7/9 plus 4/9. What do I have to check first? Bottom numbers. Ooh, they're already the same this time. We're just ready to add across. 7/9 plus 4/9 gives me how much? 11/9. Circling my answer. Am I done with this one? No, that's an improper fraction, so we need to divide. 11 divided by 9. That will go in there 1 time. That's 9. When I subtract, I get a 2. So I got 1 remainder 2. I want to turn that into my mixed number. So a big 1 and 2/9 yards. I want to make sure that I get all of those pieces on there because that's worth 3 points. 1 for the original answer, 1 when you fix it, 1 for your label. Okay, you might need to watch this video a couple of times to make sure that you remember what to do. Your homework is a mixed practice, so there's some addition, some subtraction, some multiplication. So be really careful and make sure that we use our notes whenever we're confused on what to do. Do your best.